Welcome back to Lira in Law, broadcasting live as usual, no, from London, England. Welcome. Today's the 17th of October, and welcome to a rather slightly cold, slightly rainy evening, no, in London. Ako pong host nyo. I'm your host, Lira Simon Kabatbat. I am a solicitor in the United Kingdom. I'm practicing with Douglas Simon Solicitors. We are a firm in London. My firm has been established for, 28 years now. 28 years. 28 years. But worse than that, I've been in practice ako, so not including studies, not including training. I have been in practice, post-qualification experience as a solicitor for nearly 33 years. It's nearly bingo, no? 28 years, 33 years. So I've been around a long time, and I'm hoping that my experience and it serves you well. And ang pag-uusapan po natin, as usual, is legal issues that concern you. I always try to be practical about these things. And of course tonight is no exception. No? Usually, ang topic natin is immigration, and that touches on matrimonial, also on matrimonial, family law. But today, it's slightly different. No? And partly it's because we are slightly less than 2 months away from Christmas, and lots of people are thinking about holidays. And actually, one of our questions today, and we have lots of questions, is to do with holiday entitlement, and say you're leaving your job. Are you still entitled to holiday? So, ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, our topic today is employment and holiday entitlement within that employment, with a twist as regards leaning towards, again, immigration, simply because I have a lot of carers, actually, mainly carers who seem to be told na wala nga silang holiday, o hindi pa sila entitled, o kaya they can't take holiday, they'll get paid instead. So which is clearly a concern for a lot of workers. And nearly Christmas, as I say, and so a lot of people are thinking about going home sa Pilipinas or anywhere else, going to home country, or just taking time off and spending time with your loved ones, in the UK, and that can cause issues if your employer is saying, well, naturally, you're not entitled holidays because you just started. They may say that, oh, we're not going to give you holidays, we're too busy. Okay? So today, ang pag-uusapan po natin is actually holiday entitlement. And as usual, as I've said, we're going to deal with it in a very practical way. So titingnan nga natin who is entitled to holiday. So we're looking at who are employees, or who may be self-employed instead. What happens if, what holiday are you actually entitled to? And how do you calculate? I'm also going to give you that. How do you calculate your holiday entitlement? And what happens, for example, if you say, if you're leaving your employer, are you still entitled to holidays? What happens also if you haven't been paid holidays? Are you? Can you get it paid instead of taking holidays? So one of those things, one of those issues that I also get a lot. I get asked about, and so we're going to deal with that as well. And of course, it's how do you even? We'll even deal with what's the best way now, timing-wise, asking for holidays. Are they entitled? Employer, are they entitled to say no? So lots now of things to cover. And of course, as I've said, we will tie that in with also immigration. Can you be sacked for taking holidays? No. And for those of you who have limited leave to remain, so you're here on a skilled worker route, let's say as a carer or indeed as a nurse or doctors or any kind of leave to remain in the UK based on under the skilled worker route. In the olden days called work permit. So anything that's a visa that is to do now with employment. What happens if you say, well, no, actually, I want to take holiday? Can they sack you for that? No? So marami tayong pag-uusapan nga ngayon. So we have a very, 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 very busy evening as usual nga. So it's always a pleasure, of course, nga to be with you. So make yourself, if you're just sitting down, you're tuning in, make yourself a cup of tea soon. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to launch into it, and we're going to then also, of course, speak deal now with the questions and speak about the matters that concern you. So saglit nga lang po, come join me in a few minutes. Make yourself a quick cup of tea. Right? See you soon. Welcome back po. Welcome back to Lira and Law, broadcasting live as usual from London, England, talking about legal issues that concern you. So as I said nga earlier, ang topic po natin ngayon is employment, that is holiday entitlement. So bear in mind, nearly Christmas nga, and also bearing in mind the questions that inquiries have had nga for a lot of employees that essentially are looking to take time off, but somehow hindi sila pinapayagan. So because of that, we're dealing with this. And of particular concern are those who are here nga with limited leave to remain, so limited visa nga based on employment. So I've had a lot of inquiries nga from carers who somehow have had issues now with holidays. So without further ado, let's launch into it. Now, first tip ko, I don't usually start with tips, but I will today. No, there's an incredibly good website by ACAS. Okay, that's short for the Advisory, Conciliation, and Arbitration Services. No, service. ACAS, just Google it. No, ACAS, ACAS. Yeah. They have a really good website. And it breaks it down, yung mga, the law. They even provide you now with template letters. You know? But of particular noteworthy no, is yung their section on holiday entitlements. Really rather good. So if you want to know a little bit more, you want to even more specific nga issues other than yung pag-uusapan nga natin ngayon, look at their website. I highly recommend it. Now, holiday entitlement for employees. So unang-unang kailangan nyo tignan, are you an employee? No? People forget that sometimes, but yun ang una. Are you an employee? How do you establish also, are you an employee? There are many things. Titingnan nga nila to factors that may point to you being employee. Ibig sabihin, you have employment rights. So you are working for your employer, no? Or are you self-employed? Which means you provide a service, okay? And your employment rights are far less, no, than say an employee. So example po, many factors, as I say, to point to whether or not you are employed or self-employed. But example, the one big example they give is, does the employer, so yung boss nyo, no, do they dictate nga when, where, and how you do your work? Okay? So, for example, sabihin natin, pumapasok kayo ng umaga, no? Alas 9 ng umaga, nandun na kayo. Lalabas kayo, tapos kayo alas 5, no? Nandun kayo sa opisina. No? Bibigyan kayo ng trabaho, no? You do that, tapos uwi na nga kayo. So chances are, you are then more likely than not an employee. Pero sabihin natin, you are, you can work anywhere, no? And now with the advent of the internet, also a lot of people do. So you can work anywhere. They don't dictate where you work. They don't also dictate your hours of work. No? You maybe work solidly for 6 hours and then nothing. Okay, you on, and then you take part, say, and then you give in your report. Let's say, then that may point maybe to you being self-employed rather than employed. Importante po to. Yun ang unang-una kailangan yung tignan. Are you employed or self-employed? Because if you're employed, then that usually comes nga, or that it does come with employment rights, including, of course, holiday entitlement. So let's say that you are indeed nga an employee, and there's no doubt that say you're an employee. Now, employees have a right to what's called statutory annual leave holiday, basically. Okay, but statutory means it's based in law. So statute. So the sabi ng batas, you are entitled to this much holiday, paid holiday, by the way. Okay. So it doesn't matter kung part-time kayo or full-time kayo, for example. It's still is an entitlement you have under statute, under law, holiday entitlement. And how many holidays you get depends very much on your hours of work, your days of work, okay, and any extra arrangements nga with the employer nyo. So some employees may get additional holidays over and above yung the statutory minimum requirement nga. By the way, itong statutory holiday entitlement, hindi po yung dadagdag sa kontrata nyo. So kung kontrata nyo sabi doon 28 days holiday, and the statute says actually, as I'll go through it in a moment, 28 days nga rin. It doesn't mean that you get 2 lots of 28 days, okay? It's just this is the minimum holiday entitlement you have as an employee. It's a right that you have under law. And by the way, this is something you have kung meron kayong kontrata o wala kayong kontrata, o yung kontrata nyo sabi doon no holidays, okay? Regardless of that, if you're an employee, you are entitled under statutory annual holiday, regardless of what your contract says, if you are an employee. And in fact, it's very likely that your employer is breaching the law, if they're saying you're not entitled to any holidays. Okay, it doesn't even matter if you're living in, it does not exempt your employer from giving you a holiday. That's a minimum holiday entitlement. Now, how do you what are you entitled to, and how do you kind of and I'll take you through the calculation also. By law, employees are entitled have statutory annual leave to amounting to 5.6 weeks holiday per year. Bank holidays usually are included in that paid holiday, and in 2024 there are 8 bank holidays from January hanggang December. The amount of time someone gets depends on circumstances. Example po, okay? So if to work out someone's holiday entitlement, for example, in days, multiply the number of days they work each week by 5.6. So if you work 5 days a week, their statutory paid holiday is 28 days. So how did I get to that calculation? It's 5 times 5.6. That gives you 28 days. Okay, and that's limited to 28 days. So for example, if someone works 6 days a week, okay, they're only still entitled to 28 days paid holiday. So it doesn't increase just because you're working 6 days a week rather than 5 days a week. And as I said for 2024, there are 8 bank holidays. So if you have, kung nasa kontrata nyo 20 days holiday, tapos plus bank holidays, that together, of course, that amounts to 28 days. And if you're full-time working, say 5 days a week, then you would be your contract, your employment terms is compliant with the statutory minimum requirement for holidays. Now you apply the same. Sabihin natin hindi kayo full-time, and I have lots of clients who are part-time actually. You're still entitled to holidays, but how do you calculate it? Let me tell you. Okay? So if you work part-time, you're still entitled to the calculation of 5.6 weeks statutory paid holiday, but of course, it's in proportion. It's proportionate to the hours that you work. So, for example, kung 3 days a week kayo, no? So, someone works 3 days a week, you're entitled then to 16. So, 3 days a week lang, hindi 5 days. You're then entitled, I've done the calculation for you, to 16.8 days paid holiday a year. How did I work that out? Exactly the same formula. 3 times 5.6. So 3 days per week times 5.6. Okay? Now, if you've just started work, so sabihin natin, and again, actually, I had this fairly recently, kaumpisa nga lang ng kliyente ko. Well, I say kaumpisa nga lang 3 months nga, okay? And she was told that she does not have holidays yet, no accrued holidays. That's wrong, actually, okay? So if you've just started work, you can accrue, so you build it up, a statutory paid holiday. So you're entitled to a proportion of your statutory annual leave. Let me explain that a little bit. So, sabihin natin, hindi pa kayo isang taon, and the holiday is worked out from January until December, okay? So you started in January. Of course, now we're only October, but hindi pa nga tapos. Does that mean you're now entitled to holiday? Of course not. You're still entitled now to holiday. You are entitled as an employee to a proportion, okay, of a full year's holiday, even if you've been there less nga than 1 year. So, sample, okay? For example nga, kayo, nag-umpisa nga kayo as I was giving example, 1st of January, okay? You work 5 days a week, and therefore you get 5.6 weeks holiday entitlement. So you got 28 days, okay? But your employment ended after just working 26 weeks. So hindi buo, right? 26 weeks, right? And you decided you're going to leave, or they asked you to leave, terminate your employment. That means if you work 26 weeks, you would have accrued 14 days of holiday at the point that your employment ends, the 26 weeks. So even if you have not finished the 1 year yet, it doesn't mean that you're not entitled to holiday. Proportionately, meron kayong holiday. Okay? So it's and you should get paid that. So when you calculate your holiday, so tingnan natin, calculating your holiday pay. This is also something that confuses or concerns, not confuses necessarily, because I think the confusion comes from the employer oftentimes, but it concerns a lot of employees that I've come across anyway. So for example po, kayo, employee nga kayo, you're working 37 hours, so that's full-time, every week, and you get paid 400 pounds a week, okay? You take a week's holiday, right? You should also get paid 400 pounds even though you are on holiday for that week, okay? No more, no less, certainly no less. You're entitled to paid holiday. So you should not get paid less just because you're away on holiday. Okay? Now, changes to holidays. Oh, this is a big thing at the moment, simply because of Christmas. Employers can simply cancel your holiday? Not exactly, but it's a little bit more complex than that. So an employer can refuse or cancel holiday, pero hindi lang basta-basta, okay? They must let you know beforehand at least the same amount of time as the time requested. Let me explain that a little bit. Sample po. Sabihin natin kayo, you ask for 7 days off. You ask your employer for 7 days off, 7 days. Okay? Tapos, yung employer nyo realizes actually they're short staff. That happens a lot, especially in the caring industry, for carers nga. You're short staff. They seem to be always short staff, okay? So they need you to work. Now, the employer, yung boss nyo, must tell you that they need to cancel the time off at least 7 days. 7 days nga lang, which can be really painful because 7 days doesn't really give you anything. enough in the way of notice, especially if you're looking to go away on holiday, uwi nga kayo sa Pilipinas. But they must give you at least that's the guidance nga, some at least 7 days before you're due to start. Now, it would be silly for employers nga to simply to leave it so late, because they are just going to cause a lot of hassle, a lot of bad feeling, no? So if you want to keep, so I'm talking now to employers, if you want to keep your employees, don't do that, no? And also think about it, yeah? Talagang bang wala kayong magagawa, because especially kung uuwi nga kayo sa atin, uuwi kayo sa Pilipinas, no? You already booked your ticket. Hindi nga lang kayo, sabihin natin, no, buong pamilya, 3, 4, 5 kayo, no? It's so expensive, no? Tickets, especially over the Christmas period. That, I must say, this may cause your employee, I'm talking to employers now, to leave, no? Because that would cost them not just money, but they may feel that they're not really valued. So think seriously about whether there's no other choice, in fact, other than canceling your employee's holiday. Now, can your employer make you take a holiday? Okay. Not a question that I'm asked often, but it can be asked, no? So yes, here's a quick answer. Your employer can make you take holidays, for example, especially in Christmas time na, no? Sabihin natin, sarado kayo for Christmas. The employer can say to you, can you take please holidays during the Christmas period when we are closed, no? During the times that are not bank holidays, but we are closed. They can ask you not to do that, okay? Again, if they want you to do that, they can ask you, absolutely, but they again have to tell you in advance, in as many calendar days as the number of days that they need employee to take. So sabihin natin, there are 5 days over the Christmas period, they need to at least give you 5 days notice. But the reality is, they should really give you more time than that, because I must say, if I were an employee, no, and I'm told 5 days before I'm due to go for a week's holiday, I can't take it, I'd be well and truly annoyed at the very least. So if you can do it, if you can avoid that, again, don't do it. And as I say, Christmas is quite important for a lot of people. So I'm sure, I hope that employers will not take unnecessary steps just to cancel holidays. So it is, but nevertheless, it's important to give your employees as much notice as possible. Now, one thing though with holidays and leaving your job, this one I get a lot. So tingnan natin to. Now, during your notice period, no, an employee, so this is from the ACAS website. So sabi nga nila, during their notice period, an employee might be able to take any holiday they have accrued. Okay. Now, if they have entitlement, no, holiday entitlement left when they leave, the employer must add that holiday pay to their final pay. It's actually one of the few occasions when you can pay them their holiday instead of ensuring that they take actually time off. Okay? Dahil yung batas nga, sabi nila, they discourage, they don't want people getting paid for the holiday because they take the view that employees need time off. Hindi nga lang pera. No? But if you're leaving the job, and there's not enough time also to take the holiday, and you don't necessarily want to take the holiday also because you have lots to catch up on, then the employer can pay you for the balance. So rather than you taking 2 weeks off, they can pay you that, and that's allowed. Okay? Now, it's so if, however, you've taken more time off, so sabihin natin, yung example ko nga kanina, 20 nag-umpisa kayo 1st of January. You left then the employment 26 weeks in, but in the meantime, you've taken 28 days holiday. Okay? So the whole lot, until the end of the year. In that situation, the employer can take money from the final pay. but they have to tell that they have to tell you that you have to agree also in writing. Okay, it's sometimes called a payback clause. Basically, babalik nyo sa kanila yung bayad, no? So because you took more time than you were due, you didn't work the full year, then they can take it back from your final salary. Yeah. But again, discuss it. I mean, with employee relationship, best thing to do is really discuss things. Raise it informally. Yeah. Now, it's if you built up, as I've said, more holidays than you were entitled to, or then you have taken, then you can also take that put that towards your notice period. Tingnan nyo nga yung kontrata nyo, okay? Because it could be that your contract says you can't tag on holiday to your notice period, especially if you're entitled to a lot of holiday and your notice period is relatively short nga. Dahil ayaw nga nilang mangyari, bigla na nga lang kayo mawawala sa trabaho, okay? And that can of course cause issues with a lot of employers. So now, again, tip ko pong una, if you want to know a bit more about details about holiday entitlement, and actually generally, employment law, very, very good website, yung ACAS. Just Google it and it'll come up, and it's really nicely set out. It's quite a simple, not simple. It's a very organized website. I wish the Home Office website were similar, but anyway, that's another gripe. But ACAS website is certainly very, very good. It's easy to understand, and as I say, things are set out quite nicely. And this is certainly one topic that they do very, very well when they're advising. That is holiday entitlement. Now, I hope that was of interest to you and of help nga. And as I say, this is oftentimes a concern especially with regard carers, no? Nalilito nga sila dahil ibang sinasabi ng employer nga nila. In the meantime, they want to go and take time off, and gosh, some of them work really, really, really long hours nga. So I hope you enjoyed that topic. I certainly did, and it's slightly, it's slightly different from what we normally discuss, but I think very relevant, especially it's Christmas time. Now, usually meron tayong actually topic natin batian. What am I talking about? How can I possibly forget the best part? At least I think so. Best part of the show, the batian. People who are saying hello to me, and I hope there are people saying hello to me actually today. I hope so anyway. Because I'd really enjoy it. And so let me have a look. I hope there are people who are saying hello. Sandali. Gigi. Hi, Gigi. Oh, she's lovely. Gigi is one of our loyal friends. No? I think Gigi, you and I have been together. Miss Paner, I think she and I have been together at least 4 years. And I think ikaw, at least 3. So anyway, Gigi says, good evening, Attorney Lira, and all viewers. Have a lovely Thursday, everyone, and God bless. God bless, Gigi. I mean, I hope you're inside, because it's a little bit cold and a little bit raining, no? Oh, Outcast, informative show. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we try. I really do try. Oh, Miss Jones, Marilyn Jones. She's a great dancer. Don't ask me how I know it, but she is, no? Happy Thursday, happy Thursday evening, everyone, and of course, Attorney Lira, and to you, Miss Jones, and your friends and family. The guy from London. Oh, we love him. Happy Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. Working from the office today. Oh, sorry. Okay, lots of deadlines. Oh. Yeah, another feeling, Egay. Looking forward to lots of learning again, and to Attorney Lira's lovely voice, Egay the guy. We love Egay. Egay the guy is a devoted father to Justin, and he was watching us when he was on holiday in the Philippines. Bless him. Yeah. Oh, Miss Rafael! We love Miss Rafael. Miss Rafael, oh, look at that. The photo of the of lovely, lovely flowers. Miss Rafael hails from Wimbledon, which is London, of course. Wimbledon is where the famous tennis tournament is. No? Hello, sabi po niya, no? And she's happy because she's all in caps. Hello, good evening, Attorney Lira, sabi niya, and happy Thursday to everyone. Happy Thursday sa iyo, Miss Rafael. Tingnan mo, watching from home. Good. I hope you tucked up inside, Miss Rafael, because it's really cold. No, it's really, really cold. Before I left the office to prepare for tonight, I had a big mug of tea because I was so cold. Oh, si Ma'am Cora Carstola. Magandang gabi, sabi po niya. Magandang gabi, Attorney Lira. At sa lahat, I'm with you dito sa amin sa Craven Park Road, Harlesden. Wow. So Harlesden is of course London nga, no? Keep safe, Ma'am Cora, no? Because it's so cold, madulas sa labas, no? So don't go outside unless you have to, no? Yes, Attorney Lira, sabi niya, napakabait ng boss ko. You lucky, madam, no? Yearly ang vacation ko sa Pinas. Pinapayagan din niya akong mag-attend ng family gatherings like sa LA, no? Wow, Los Angeles. Wherever, no? This Saturday, magkasama kami ni Lady Emmeline going to Prague! Oh my gosh, I'm jealous! For 3 days with friends, pasyal lahat. Ma'am Cora, Ma'am Emmeline, kayo naman. Have a great time, Have a great time. I'm just winding up. Have a great time. Hopefully the weather is good for you, good to you, rather. Not good for you, good to you. Hindi kahit umuulan, konti lang with any luck. Oh, Miss Giling. Giling. Hello po, good evening, ma'am, at happy Thursday po to all. Hi, Miss Giling. Kamusta? Miss Giling left me in the office some merienda, no? Huge, the biggest chocolate cookies I've seen actually ever, no? Massive things. Salamat sa Miss Giling. Kamusta sa pamilya, no? Oh, so sardo, Oh, salamat. Thank you. This clapping emoji. Thank you very much. I hope that you enjoyed our topic, no? Rodora Manangkil. Hello, Attorney Lira. Good evening po. Happy, blessed Thursday to everyone watching from Cyprus. Wow, from Cyprus! What's the weather in Cyprus ngayon? Is it warm? I hope it's warmer. Yeah, it probably is, no? Kamusta ka? I hope that you're keeping well nga in Cyprus, and I hope the weather's actually I shouldn't moan about the weather here. Wala tayong bagyo. No, for one thing. I mean, in the US, as you know, I've had so many hurricanes. And so I should really just be grateful. Okay, malamig ng konti, and we didn't have as much of a summer as I had hoped we would have, but not bad, no? Marian, I was just gonna say, what happened to Miss Paner? And here's Miss Paner, Marian Galicia Paner. Hello po, Attorney Lira, at sa lahat, happy Thursday po. It's getting cold po. Tama ka, no, Miss Paner. Stay safe always, God bless. And you, no, Miss Paner, I hope you're inside. It's got really a bit cold. It's kind of changed. Oh, Rodora, sandali, balik natin. So, ang sabi ni Rodora, hello, Attorney Lira. Good evening po. Happy blessed Thursday. Oh, okay. Watching from Cyprus. So I read it earlier. Mr. Rodora. Hey, guy. No, sorry. Hi, Attorney Lira. May nagpapatanong. Pagka na-sick leave sila ng 1 day, ay pinapabawas sa 20 days vacation ng UK employer nila. Tama ba daw yun? Sa British firm ko, pag sick leave, let's say 1 day, hindi binabawas sa vacation leave. Absolutely, guy, they can't do that. No? They can't just take it off the holiday nga. You are statutory. You can also claim statutory sick leave, but you have to be absent for more than 3 days. They can say baka yung kontrata. They can say that you're not paid, no, for the days that you're not there. That can happen nga. But they can't just, hindi nga lang pwedeng yung ginagawa nga nila binabawas sa holiday. That does not work. It is actually in breach of employment rights, no? But thank you for raising that, no? Rodora, she must be, she's clearly online. Thank you, Rodora, from Cyprus, no? The weather for Cyprus here is a little cold po, Attorney Lira. Oh, sorry, Rodora. I thought it'd be a bit warmer in Cyprus, but we're in that case we're bonding over the slightly cold weather. I mean, unlike the Philippines, of course, no. I mean, it's this time in the this time of year, I miss the Philippines more. Christmas time is great anyway. Tapos Christmas time is also magandang panahon sa atin, ano? It's not raining too much, hindi ganong mainit. So I hope that some of you are able to take a holiday and are paid because you are due your holiday entitlement. Yung pinag-usapan nga natin. Oh, si Miss Paner sabi niya, opo, I'm okay po, thank you. Good. Yeah, it's as I say, more and more, I tell you, I think maybe I've been anglified a bit because my go-to drink, as soon as October hits, I find, actually, I should make a note how many cups of mugs, not cups, actually, mugs of tea I have. And it's what they call builder's tea, no? So that's what I have often, too often. So, guys, sabi niya, thanks, Attorney Lira sa answer. You're always spot on. Oh, salamat, Ega. He's such a lovely, lovely man. I know, I always bang on about him because he is such a great guy. So really, it should be Egay, the great guy. Yeah, let's use that. Egay, the great guy. Okay, so that's yung batian. Any other comments nga? Never too late to say hello. No, do post it. And I hope certainly I'll always try, to get to the hellos, especially because yung nga paborito ko, the batian section. Thank you all for all your greetings. Now, usually we have a break, but we're not gonna take a break. We're gonna plow on because we have lots and lots and lots of questions, really good ones. Actually, I say that all the time because nowadays, because it's people really ask very, very interesting, very practical questions, and oftentimes, like today, part of the reason why I thought, okay, pag-uusapan nga natin, ang topic natin is holiday entitlement, is because of the question. So whenever you ask me a question, it doesn't go amiss, huh? I do look at it very thoroughly, and often I use it as a topic, no? So we have lots of questions. So let's take the first one. Tingnan nga natin. So, hi everyone, sabi niya, I would like to ask if mag-apply po ba ako ng student visa papunta dito sa UK from Pinas? Okay. Pwede po bang madala ang pamilya ko sa dependent ko dito sa UK? Please advise. Okay. Nagbago na po yun, no? There are only some students who that can bring their family into the UK. So they're essentially a government-sponsored student starting a course that lasts longer than 6 months. So if the Philippine government is sponsoring you, you have a course for more than 6 months, then you can. The other type of category of students who can bring their families, a full-time student on a postgraduate level course, okay? Which is what they call RQF level 7 or above, that lasts longer than 9 months. Now, for example, so just so this level 7 qualifications can be a bit confusing. So samples of level 7 qualifications would be, say, master's degree, in a postgraduate diploma. Level 8 would be doctorate, PhD nga, So yung talagang, so if you are coming in, say, to study, English, you can't. So that's been a change, unfortunately. So hindi nga yung basta-basta. Now, I will have lots of questions still, so let me plow on to the next one, So, question 2 natin, hingi lang po ako ng advice. Exhausted na talaga ako sa company ko, actually, na pinapasukan ko due to unfairness. Resign na nga po ako at may 50 hours to use na leave. So may holiday siya. Actually, this was one of the reasons why I dealt with this question nga, no, yung topic natin. May nauna po sa akin nag-resign. Oh, okay. A week apart lang po kami. Pero lahat na po ng unused leave niya na-approve. So, he put in a holiday request, na-approve nga. Now, so since a week apart nga lang kami, I was hoping na yung unused leave ko ma-approve din. Pero I noticed last Friday na laging nadi-decline kaya, na-decline kaya ni Re, na-decline. Ni-reapply ko ulit hanggang nag-email po sa akin yung manager ko na hindi niya daw ma-approve yung unused leave ko and I have to work till end of October. They were also saying na babayaran lang po daw yung unused leave ko. Kahit anong explain ko na gusto kong gamitin yung remaining leave ko to have a mental and physical break, ini-insist pa rin nila. And they're not approving it, no? Sa inis ko po, sabi ko na nga lang, those dates are important to me, no? That I will go unpaid if that's the only option, okay? Hindi na po nagre-reply ulit ang boss ko. Pahelp pong advice, anong best gawin natin, gawin ko, kasi hindi na po ako talaga masaya sa pinapasukan ko. Oh, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, it's not unusual, no? And especially amongst carers nga, no? So that they work truly long hours nga. Now, so una ito, dahil aalis ka na, is actually one of the few exemptions. Usually, starting point is employers are not allowed to pay you holiday. They actually have to give it to you, okay? Because the idea behind that is you must have your rest. Problema nga lang, kung paalis ka na, no? Then that's the one of the few exemptions nga. They can say to you, we'll pay you your holiday instead. Pero ito, unang-unang kailangan mong gawin, tignan mo yung kontrato mo. What does it say as regards holidays, no? And if it says differently, then you need to point that out to them. Now, another thing is this: regardless of what the employment law says, no? If you are dahil pagod na pagod ka na, no? And if they've been working you long hours without nga any break, ang payo ko, put it in writing. So, take note itong sabihin mo sa kanila, no? That you're very concerned that you have your holiday request was denied. They will be aware of the physical and mental toll, no? That the hours of work and the type of employment you've undertaken and duties that you've had to undertake has taken on your health, and so their refusal to provide you to grant your holiday request is causing you considerable distress and is taking its toll again on your mental health and physical well-being. Lagay mo yon, no? The reason is they obviously will see that you're putting it on the record that this is compromising your health. Okay? And it may be then that they change their mind because they may say, oh, okay, demanda kami if we don't give it. So try that first. Yeah? Now, if you're not leaving yet, no, and for I understand, because sometimes employers require 6 months notice, then your holiday year ends in December. January to December is the usual annual leave holiday dates. And you're going, say, next, March, for example, no, then you should be allowed to take your holiday, you know? Because otherwise they're looking to pay you instead of allowing you the holiday, which you can still take, you know, this year. So in that case, they would be in breach of the employment rights. So pero kung hindi yung pwede, because you're leaving your employment soon, then as I say, try putting it in writing. No? And I think it needs to be a bit more nga than just a request. You need to put it on the record nga that yung ginagawa nga nila is compromising your health, especially if you've been working like hours. I have clients who've been working truly 3 times the usual hours, which is 37 hours per week on a full-time basis. So good luck. Let me know, no? Let us know, because I'm quite interested. Now, I'm sure we have some more questions. Let me see if I can race through the others nga. So, because we don't want to leave anyone behind. No leaving questions behind. So, itong question niya. Hello po, ask ko lang po sana. Next year po, mag-e-extend na kami ng visa ng anak ko. Okay? 3 years old na po siya. Oh, they're very cute. 3. Okay? Dependent spouse visa po kami, and my husband's status is ILR. Indefinite leave to remain. ILR means indefinite leave to remain, so settlement, no? Ask ko lang po, pwede po ba kaming i-apply ng anak, pwede na po bang i-apply namin ng anak ko ng ILR, na indefinite leave to remain? Kahit mag 2.5 years pa lang po kami by next year, pagka nag-extend kami. Thank you po. So, ang sitwasyon, nandito ka sa dependent, as a spouse siguro. Nung pupasok ka dito, sinama mo yung anak mo, 3 years old na nga sila. Yung tatay, indefinite, o nanay, actually, I don't know. I just assume tatay, but I may be wrong. Tatabi natin tatay. No? Tatay, nandito, indefinite na nga siya. So, ikaw, you accept it. Sa'yo, extension nga lang muna. Kailangan mo 5 taon na sa spouse visa before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain. Question is, can you apply for your child earlier? No? No, is the answer. Yung bata will follow your leave to remain in the UK. Pumasok nga siya dito as a dependent. So, kung visa mo, 2.5 years, ang visa bibigyan sa kanya, 2.5 years. So, there you go. Now, I'm sure we have some more questions. So, sandali. Let me just go to the next question nga nito. Let me have a look. Sandali. So, next question. The question 4 questions. Let me check. Because let me check nga lang. Otherwise, I will read it. So, meron tayong we have a few more questions. Okay, let me read it. So, I may be able to flash it. A bit rude, actually, in a moment. Pero itong question, ask ko lang po ang mga dahilan para ma-fail ang pag-a-apply ng dependent visa. Kukunin ko kasi asawa ko kasama ng anak namin. Nagwo-worry nga lang po kami dahil wala kaming joint account o own property dito sa Pilipinas. Sabi niya, no? Pero kasal po kami more than 6 years. So kasal sila, okay? At saka nagsasama kaming bilang partner for almost 12 years. Hingi nga lang po ako ng idea or advice na dapat gawin. Salamat po. God bless po. Okay, so, nag-aalala sila, baka ma-refuse ang application. Ang balak, kukunin nga yung asawa sa atin at saka yung anak, dependent nga dito. So, I'm assuming na siguro indefinite ka na, maybe, or nandito ka under the skilled worker route. No? But anyway, kasal nga kayo, matagal na nga kayo, wala nga lang kayong joint account sa atin, wala kayong bahay na that's jointly owned nga din sa atin. So, nag-aalala kayong ebidensya. Now, let's break it down, okay? So, kung indefinite ka na, spouse application, unang-una, kailangan mo pakita nga income mo is £29,000, okay? Dati po, until last year, the income requirement was, the minimum income requirement nga was 18,600. Tumaas na. Okay? So, dahil panibago nga ng application is £29,000 before tax, but it's £29,000. Okay? Flat. Yeah? So, dati 18,600 plus an additional amount for children. Ngayon, £29,000 nga flat. Okay? Now, kung wala kayong joint account sa atin, for example, it's fine. Okay? It's actually not necessarily required. Dahil maganda nga, meron kayong anak. Children are the best evidence of genuineness of relationship. So yung anak nyo, I'm sure nandun ang pangalan mo sa birth certificate, nandun nga din yung pangalan ng asawa mo sa birth certificate, and that is good, if not great evidence of genuineness of relationship nga. Now, so kahit wala nga kayong joint account sa atin, wala nga kayong property nga sa atin, I don't think it makes much of a difference. Tip ko, okay? And this is why you watch me, no? Dahil nga, for my tips. Okay? Prepare a statement, no? Ibig ko sabihin, parang affidavit ang itsura. Most people write letters, and you can of course write letters also. But kahit kung sulat o statement nga, make sure ilagay mo yung istorya. It doesn't have to be long also. Don't be melodramatic either. Umpisa po, I mean, I'll tell you how I always started. I always start with, of course, pangalan. Tapos pangalan nyo, make the statement knowing the same to be true. That's always how I start. No? Tapos, I make the statement in support of my family's application to join me in the United Kingdom. My family and the applicants are, lagay yung details nila. Okay? So, tingnan yung batas, okay? So, you can have a look. If you are if they're entering the United Kingdom as your dependents and they are indefinite ka na nga, kukunin mo siya nga dito sa spouse, the relevant rule is under what's called Appendix FM, okay? You can just Google it. You go on UKBA website nga, and you will see, better yet, just Google it, Appendix FM ang tawag. Okay? Family. FM stands for family, basically. Nandun yung mga conditions nga. Okay? Makikita mo doon anong kailangan pakita. So, you make an application as a spouse. My spouse's application satisfy the relevant rules because lista mo. Okay? Kailangan pakita income requirement no less than £29,000 before tax. Accommodation that's not overcrowded, no? Especially may bata nga kayo, no? Evidence, of course, of relationship, may bata kayo no? Evidence of marriage contract nyo, okay? Galing sa PSA. English language niya, okay? A1 minimum level, okay? So all those things ang kailangan pakita. And you may also want to say nga that you are wala nga siyang conviction, she's clearly of good character. And don't forget, again another tip, no? Just add a sentence nga to say, can be noted that my spouse's application is based on our family life. Should be great. I note that consideration also need to be provided in relation to Article 8 factors. Now, why do you want that in? Because Article 8 nga, or breach of Article 8 is what can lead to an appeal. Okay? Because there are only limited ways of appealing a decision nga. So you're saying to the Home Office, if you refuse this, I have the possibility of appeal. Okay? There you go. So yun nga a tip. So hopefully that helps nga. Keep me informed because I'm always very interested. Mga taong nangangusta sa akin, and of course those who are asking questions. I hope it's helpful, but also I want to know what happens next. It's a bit like reading a book and just going halfway. Hindi ko alam anong ending. So please let me know. No? Okay, so another question po ito. Pwede pa po bang mag-process ng visa if expire na po yung 2 months, yung expire na po yung 2 months grace period, yung visa, so tapos na. May cost na po ako, thank you po. Okay, so may visa ka dati. Unfortunately, you were not able to extend it. Siguro naghanap ka ng trabaho maipalit, no? So lagpas na ng 2 months ang visa mo. So, can you still make an application? Bad news po, no? And now let me quote to you the relevant section, okay? SW 2.2, which basically SW skilled worker. That's the guidance nga. Sabi dito, I'll read it to you. If applying for permission to stay, the applicant must not be, okay, A, in breach of immigration laws, except that where paragraph 39E applies. That period of overstaying will be disregarded. I will even go as far as to tell you what paragraph 39E is, or on immigration bail, okay? Ooh. If you suddenly saw a sudden change in my lighting, I don't know what it is. There's a kind of a ghost switching on and off my lights. Anyway, I digress. So, 39E, what does 39E say? And do you qualify under 39E? So sabi doon, this paragraph applies where the application was made within 14 days of the applicant's leave expiring, okay, and the Secretary of State considers that there was a good reason beyond the control of the applicant or the representative provided in or with the application why the application could not be made in time. No? 14 days. Paso ng visa mo, 2 months. So, unfortunately, you will fall foul of section SW 2.2. We need to look at alternatives. Okay. So look at alternatives. It could be that you can make an application on the basis of your relationship, kung may relationship, maybe on exceptional circumstances because, I don't know, you lost your employment because of some other reason. So you need to look at a plan B, sorry to say. Okay? Now, I think that may be all our questions. Sandali. Let me just check. Yeah, I think yung nga lang questions. Pero may bumabati pa sa akin. Miss Paner, sabi niya, no? Ako po every year din po ako nakaka-uwi with pay. You know, I tell you what, may mga tao, they either malas na malas sila sa mga employer o swerteng-swerte sila sa mga employer. I very rarely come across anyone in the middle, no? So, no swerte ka, Miss Paner. But look, hindi nga lang, I always say, hindi nga lang swerte. No? Dahil sometimes mga employers, they're just mean, okay? But also, though, but there are also good employers, of course. No? Kung masipag kayo, no? Gustong-gusto ka nga nila, they if you like, treasure you, they can't do without you nga. Hopefully, they treat you well. And tingnan mo, si Miss Paner and of course, Ma'am Cora, sabi nga niya, they're treated extremely well. I'm jealous. Oh, Miss Nadella, Risa Nadella. Hello, hi attorney, sabi niya, you're really the best. Oh, Miss Nadella, ikaw naman. Miss Nadella and I have been together for a long time. So, love to you, madam. Love to you. Oh, Egay, sabi niya. Egay, the guy from London. Thanks again, attorney. Sa Egay. It is Egay, the great guy. Parang Alexander the Great. Tama ka, but you are, no? He's one of my faves, no? Si Edgar. Edgar Duay, magandang gabi. And she has a heart emoji. Attorney Lira. At sa lahat ng mga nanonood. Oh, salamat, Ed. How are you? I love this picture, no? How are you? How's the family, no? It's salamat, no, Edgar. Nice to see you, no? Marian sabi niya, with return tickets po and PR na rin PR na rin po ako dahil sa kanila. So nakakuha siyang settlement, permanent resident dahil sa employer niya. I tell you what, Miss Paner, you are very lucky, but as I say, it's not just a question of luck, no? Kung mabait nga kayo, masipag nga kayo, oftentimes, I mean, blessing goes both ways, they value you because you value them, no? Not always, doesn't always go both ways. Our clients work really, really hard, but for whatever reason, they don't feel that they're valued nga. But I would hope, that kung nagtatrabaho nga kayo, matinong trabaho nyo, magandang trato nyo sa kanila, that it also comes back. No? But in any event, you are entitled to holiday pay, right? Now, gosh, it's ang bilis ng panahon, no? So we've already done the hour. Actually, I've exceeded nga the hour. I hope that you found that of interest. I certainly enjoyed it. And I always do on a Thursday nga, no? At salamat po for the questions, sa mga bati nyo. Always appreciated. And thank you very much for keeping me company. And for some of you nga, years later, continuing to keep me company. So thank you very much po for joining me at Lira in Law. Any questions, contact us via our Facebook nga, or email me at lirainlaw at douglas-simon.com. visit our website, no, for more information. Salamat po for keeping me company. Thanks to the Facebook groups and admins and Filipino community groups for allowing us to, post our videos and contents nga on their group. Salamat po, much appreciated. So just to say then that no, until next time, same place at Lira and Roll. See you then.